Glad you're waking up with us. A brand new half hour of news for today, right at 6:30 on Monday, May 2nd. I'm Adam Atchison.
I'm Stacey Newman. Craig is saying we can expect finally some sunshine this week. He's going to have that for you in your first alert forecast just ahead for you in about 5 minutes.
We'll begin here, though, with big world news to talk about. The State Department is putting U.S. embassies on alert right now after the president announced that Osama bin Laden is dead, killed in an operation led by U.S. Navy SEALs. We've been following the fast facts for you here. Just before 10 o'clock last night, President Obama addressed the nation, saying a small team of Americans carried out an attack in Pakistan, taking custody of bin Laden's remains. The State Department now says there is enhanced potential for anti-American violence given counterterrorism activity in Pakistan. It says that Americans living or traveling abroad, particularly in areas hit by anti-American violence in the past, should limit travel outside their homes and avoid large gatherings.
We're joined this morning by the former Director of Public Affairs for U.S. Northern Command, Mike Perini. Mike, we're really glad you could join us this morning. I know you were working for Northern Command on 9/11. You've kind of been on the inside during the hunt for Osama bin Laden. As a former service member and knowing a lot of soldiers and sailors, what do you think this really is meaning for them this morning?
Well, thank you. And yes, at the same time, I was also the Director of Public Affairs at NORAD. I think our military community here should be commended for their service and their sacrifice. As your viewers know, many of the front range military, the DoD civilians and contractors have deployed to the Middle East and have been put in harm's way. And because of their service, I believe they can share in credit for the action that was finally accomplished yesterday by the Navy SEALs.
What are you hoping, or what do you really believe this means for the next step in the war on terrorism?
Well, I think it's important to remember that there are still terrorist organizations out there. There are still cells in different countries. But killing the al-Qaeda core leader is important. But I think we all have to remain vigilant to keep our nation safe.
In a way, this has got to kind of also be a bittersweet day, because I'm sure this reminds a lot of people like yourself of sort of the comrades in arms that you've lost over the last few years.
Well, that's absolutely correct. I remember having a deep sense of loss when we lost all those Americans on 9/11. But I have to tell you, I feel deep pride now that we finally killed this terrorist, this madman.
Mike Perini, thank you so much for your service, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
The nearly decade-long manhunt ended as a dramatic raid that officials say was months in the making. The president says a small team of Navy SEALs carried out the attack in Pakistan and then took custody of bin Laden's remains. A very excited crowd gathered outside the White House and in Times Square last night following the news.
For over 2 decades, bin Laden has been al-Qaeda's leader and symbol, and has continued to plot attacks against our country and our friends and allies. The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
And we now know this morning Osama bin Laden's body has been buried at sea.